Hello everyone, my name is SiC and today I'll be starting a playthrough of The Flame in the Flood. So The Flame in the Flood is a survival game. My channel used to be dedicated completely to tactical shooters, but the people who know and are into the genre, like, there's only a few games you can cover really. You know, there's like the old classics like Operation Flashpoint, Cold War Crisis, the old Rainbow Six games up into Raven Shield, the first Ghost Recon, the SWAT games, Hidden and Dangerous as well, of course. And other than that, there's basically Arma and Ground Branch, and that's about it for the genre. So I decided to branch out a little bit and focus on other games as well, like strategy games and the occasional survival game like this. Like I'm a person who enjoys serious games, basically. You know, things that are a little bit closer to reality, a little bit more grounded in realism. Like, I'm not the kind of player who plays Quake and Unreal Tournament and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I thought I could branch out into these games a little bit because I quite enjoy these. And this game as well, especially, I like because this is not a survival game like most others where you build a base and you try to farm and hold out and stuff like that. This game is all about forwards momentum. Okay, the main theme of this game is basically the river. You'll be following a river and you're going to be trying to get to the end of it. So that's what the main campaign is about. There's also an endless game with a river that goes on endlessly, as this game is procedurally generated. But yeah, I'll be doing the campaign and I'll be trying to get to the end of the river where there is supposed to be a safe haven, because this world has gone to hell and there's only a few safe places left, and we'll be trying to get there. That's the goal of the campaign. So there's two difficulties, Traveler and Survivalist. Traveler is the easy difficulty, recommended for new players with checkpoints and normal abundance of supplies, but I'll be going for Survivalist today, which is for the more experienced players who know like the recipes and the stuff you can do to survive. It has permadeath, fewer supplies, and statistics diminish at an increased rate, so you'll be getting hungry and tired and thirsty a lot quicker than on the base difficulty, basically. Right. So then you have the scout options, but the only real choice there is a choice between dogs. So you have Aesop, which is the dog you can see pacing around on the background at the corpse here, and there's Daisy, and Daisy was a Kickstarter backer reward. Basically, Daisy is a real dog out there in the real world, right there somewhere. And there was a Kickstarter reward tier where if you backed with enough money, they would get your dog into the game. So that's pretty cool. But I'll be going with Aesop because he was in the base game and I like his aesthetics. And yeah, let's get started. There will be a little cutscene for which I'll be quiet, as usual, though there's not a lot of talking going on. But yeah, let's get into it. Right, that was the basic little cutscene, and there's not a whole lot of it. That's basically the only cutscene there is. You'll meet a few people along the way, but that's about it, really. There it is. For some reason I couldn't activate the fire. I'll just be getting some charcoal from it, because you can use charcoal to get water filters, basically. So the first thing you might notice about this game is the wonderful aesthetics. The game looks really beautiful. It's almost like a painting, and it's what attracted me to the game in the first place. But despite its cartoony looks, the game's recipes are basically all based on the real world. Like, most of these are actual survival stuff and that you're going to be using, and the recipes make sense in that way. So I'll have a jar, a water filter, and 2 jerkies. You can see a few signs here on this island. This is the tutorial island, which is the same every time. And as soon as we hit the river, the random generation will be kicking in. I think that for as long as we're on this island here, our stats will not be going down. But you can see them at the bottom there. We'll have hunger, thirst, heat and cold, and tiredness, basically. Now, along the way, we'll be jumping. We'll get a raft at the end of the pier here, and along the way there will be stops where you can get resources and supplies and all that kind of stuff. And every once in a while, you might find a little quest cache like this, which you can check for, and you can get a task. The first one will always be basic tools, which is a simple recipe to craft, but you need to find some stuff before you can actually do anything with these. So with the basic tools, you'll have the option to craft a stone knife and a stone hammer, which are the basic tools, of course, which you need for almost all the recipes. And if you manage to craft those 2 things, you have to find another one of these caches, and then you can collect the reward, because all the tasks come with a reward. Right? Nothing to collect right now, because I haven't completed any tasks. But for example, if I craft a stone knife and a stone hammer, then I can get a free campfire. And for the radio signal, I got a Raft schematic. Right? So, as I've said before, this game is all about the river and its forward momentum. We will not be building any bases, but we can upgrade the raft, actually. But we need to find a lot of supplies to be able to do that. Right, let's get started on the river here. So this river will be randomly generated, and along the way there will be stops like churches, towns, fishing shacks, all that kind of stuff. And sometimes there will be a few at the same time, and the game will force you into a choice. Right? You can only go to one, and you'll miss the other, because you cannot stop on this river, you cannot paddle back. The only thing you can do is move forward, and you can use a boost to either side. You can boost out of the way to the left like this, or to the right like that, which will cost stamina, which you can see as the blue bar up here. So basically you can do the boost 3 times before you're too tired. But this game is all about looking forward, seeing what's coming up ahead and trying to steer around it ahead of time. So we're coming up on the rapids right now. The rapids are really dangerous because we'll be going a lot faster. The raft will be harder to control. And this first bit is not too bad, but they get procedurally, or they get harder as we go along, basically. This is really cool. I can get close here and get some loot from the river, which will be... I got a free Raft schematic. That's really good, actually. Because they are pretty rare. You can craft some of your own, but yeah, they're rare. So it's really nice to find a free one like that at the start of the game. Another thing you might notice about this game is the wonderful soundtrack, because this is really, really beautiful music. It's made by Chuck Reagan, and he is an actual musician that got hired to make the soundtrack for this game, I believe. It also will be there will be some singing involved as well at some point during this music. Yeah, you have to be really careful on this river. So at the moment we have. All right, I'll be going to this forest tile over here, because after that we might be able to catch either the farm or the camping ground over there. And the farms are really good, actually, because you can find a lot of food there. Food is pretty rare. Most of the time you'll be hunting. You can catch boars, rabbits. You see a few rabbits here. There's also birds that you can catch, I think. Nice. I found some flint. That is really good, because flint is one of the few things you need a lot to make the first basic tools, right? So all of these islands are kind of randomly generated, but you'll see a lot of repeating themes to these islands. That's a bit of a sad thing for me, really, because I would prefer to have these more randomly generated as well. But that's not what the game is like, unfortunately. I hope they might make a DLC that changes this a little bit in the future. But oh crap, there's a boar. Okay, The boars are really dangerous actually. They do this charge attack that you just saw, and yeah, you have to get out of the way because they will fuck you up quite badly. And I don't have anything to attack him with just yet. And sadly, I also don't have anything to attack these rabbits with. But you can lose these you can lose the boars if you move far away enough. Let's see here. If I want a stone hammer or a stone knife, I need a braided cord. And I need a stone knife to make a hammer. So I need first a braided cord, which I can make with the cattails I gathered, which is really good. So now I can make my stone knife. That's very quick actually. What else do I need for a stone hammer? 2 flint again. Okay. So yeah, I'll be. I think I got everything that I can do here. Let's make a few more braided cords. Ah, good. I can make a snare. So the snare is what you use to catch these rabbits, and I'm making a bit of tinder as well out of my cattail, so I can start campfires and the like. Let's see. I've got a snare here, which I want to be making over these rabbit holes right there, and I'm gonna move away for a bit. Right, let's make sure that the rabbits don't see us anymore. And there will be a sound cue if we catch anyone. Really? Really, guys? That didn't do it? Alright. So you don't want to pick this up too many times. As you can see, I picked it up only one time and the condition of the snare went down to 65%. So that's quite... I can only pick it up 3 times before it's automatically destroyed. So I have to be careful there. Let's move away again. Let's see if there's anything back here in the meantime. No, doesn't look like it. Ah! If you listen closely, you can hear the snare going off. I caught my first rabbit. So that's really good. But that's all I can do here, really. So I'll be moving on now. And I'll be moving on to either the campsite, if I can reach it, or the farm, which I should be able to reach, because I think the distance is big enough. Right, let's get moving here. You can see on the river where you can move a little bit faster than normal, because there's the white stripes there. Ah, damn, I can't reach it. And I can't reach the farm either. Ah, that's terrible. Should have moved more to the right, but sometimes it's a little hard to predict actually. You'll have to be moving very carefully and in advance of where you want to go. You can brake with the raft, which is what I'm doing right now. You can go pretty slow and then steer carefully, but it's quite unwieldy, so you have to be very careful with how you maneuver around the river. Which is, you know, quite realistic for a raft, you know. That's the same way a raft behaves in the real world. Got some nuts and bolts there. Except for the boost, of course. Like the boost you can't really pull off in the real world, but this is a video game after all. And it is actually... you need it. Let's just put it like that. I think they experimented during the first releases of the game with not having it in there. And the game became a lot better after they added it, so... Let's have a look at the bait shack. Often has fishing line, hooks and shelter. I'll be getting rid of these crows here. Get their feathers. Some yucca. My inventory is full. So this is another important part of the game, is inventory management. At the start you only have 12 slots, looks like. Yeah, 12 slots. And you have Aesop's bag, which is the dog. So you can move some stuff to Aesop if you want, stuff you're not going to be using right away. And another really cool thing about this is actually there's an option where the contents of Aesop's bag will carry over to the next game. So if I die, then this stuff will stay in Aesop's bag, and when I start a new game I will get these things back. Which, you know, it's nice to have something some sense of progression there. Alright, let's get these yuccas. You can cook these yuccas, and I think they'll stay good for a really long time. Or for the entire course of the game as well, actually. So that's actually really nice. Right. Oh, another Raft schematic. A fishing line. That's good. Let's move this to ace up as well. Let's move the fishing line. This feather too. Let's have a look inside the Coca-Cola machine there. Old lumber. That is really nice. Because then you can create Raft frames. But I'll move these to ace up as well. Because they stack, which is really nice. And then I need to sleep for a bit because I'm already pretty tired. So I'll be sleeping for about 4 hours, which gives me plus 50 sleep. I'll be getting hungrier and thirstier, but that's okay. Because I still have some... oh no, it's raining. That is not good. But actually, what is really useful, I haven't filled my jar yet. So now I can actually fill this in the rain, which gives me clean water. So I don't have to use the water filter for this stuff. I can drink it. Fill it up again for the future. Maybe drink it again, because why not? Let's just fill up my first bar the entire way. Fill it up. It's actually really quick. Must be pouring down like crazy. But yeah, let's have a bit of jerky as well. So as you can see, now I'm wet, which is not good. It will lower my core temperature, so I'll be sleeping a little bit longer here. Let's say 2 hours. See where that gets us. Ah, that's good. It stopped raining. Right, so that's all I can do on this island. Let's get back to the raft, and hopefully I can find a campground, because campgrounds usually always have campfires, and that would mean I could cook my rabbits, which would be really nice to do. Let's check the church as well, because it's nice and close. Churches are good for medicine, rags, stitching kits, and alcohol. And I actually use stitching kits as well for creating clothes and the like. So that would be really useful. Got another sapling. Check this cache as well to get another task. Fixer her up. Fixer her up. Right. Let's see, what is it? Repair your raft at the marina. If it gets banged up, you can patch it up. Good as the day it was, first cobbled together from junk. And it will give me a free repair patch. So that would be nice if I actually bump into anything, which I'm not planning to do. Oh, there's some sumac. Sumac might be good, because I might be able to craft some poison from it, which I can use to get some catch some animals, maybe. Maybe kill a boar or a wolf. Probably a wolf would be better, because I don't think you can actually eat the wolf meat in this game. I'm sure you could do it in real life if you really had to. Wow. Okay. That's inconvenient. Let's get this feather as well. Move them over to ace up, and I think they stack up to 10, so that's not a whole lot. But you can actually store stuff in your raft as well, so I'll be just moving on back to the boat and put some stuff in there. Let's see, the alcohol I don't need right now, so I can move it to the raft. I don't need the sumac right now. The yucca would be nice if I can find a campfire so I can cook it, because if I don't cook it, it's going to give me food poisoning. The charcoal, because you need two to make another water filter, I think. So I don't need that. The dead rabbit I'll keep on me as well. Let's move this to the raft as well. This as well. And the lumber too. So it's actually really useful is if you go to the raft, if you enter your crafting screen, you can use all the stuff that's already in the in the inventory of both the dog and the raft, as well as yourself. So, aloe vera. That's actually really good. It's really useful. Wild garlic. Can't cook anything with it, but you can eat it. Gives you a little bit of nutrition. So I'll just do that. Search these boxes here. Another Raft schematic. That's awesome. A few rags in case I get injured. More dandelions. You can actually eat these as well, as if you really have to, but they don't give you a lot of nutrition. So you could use them to make tea as well if you find a campfire, which is really useful in case you get bitten by a snake, because then you can use the dandelion tea to get rid of the poison, basically, which is not as it works in real life, but they needed something for snake bites in this game, so that's what they decided to go with. Let's move the aloe vera to the raft as well. All the dandelions, and let's keep moving. And I think after we find the next island, I'll be putting a cut in this video. I won't be reaching this the campground anymore, but I can reach the Marina, which is where you can upgrade your raft as well as oh, come on, I need to get there. As well as repair it, basically. This is the only place where you can do get these upgrades. I love this song. I can make some repairs with the old lumber or the nuts and bolts, but I don't really need it. I need some raft hardware and a raft framework, which I don't have, so I can't make any of these. But here you can see the upgrades. You can have a rudder, which allows you to steer a little bit easier. The raft motor, which allows you even more, or even better steering. Sturdy frame for extra hit points. A stove to cook food, but you still need some tinder as well to get the stove going again after it goes out. A raft shelter so you can sleep. A raft storage for, of course, extra storage. And a water purifier, which automatically fills up bottles of clean water, which is really, really useful. All of these things are actually really useful, but I can't make any of these right now, so let's craft one raft frame, just because we can. I could skin the rabbit as well, but I don't really see a real good use for it at the moment. It's going to spoil after 4 days, so I want to find a campfire pretty soon. Or find some salt so I can make a jerky out of it. And then, yeah, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to put this in Aesop's bag as well. Like all these raft upgrades, I want to keep them with Aesop. Let's move around there. That's good. Ah, another little shopping cart there. So let's see if I... Yeah, nice. Right. Oh, another one over there. That's actually really cool if you can get close enough, because they're basically free stuff without you having to expose yourself to wolves and boars and all the wildlife, basically. Found another corn so I can make an ash cake. That's really nice. So the ash cakes, I don't think you need a campfire or anything for it. And if you manage to create it, it will be good for a really long time, I believe. So all the jerky and the ash cakes and stuff like that, you want to keep for as long as possible, because, oh man, I want to go to the farm over there, get some food, as much food as I can. I'm getting hungry, and all I have left at the moment is the jerky, and just enough stuff to create an ash cake, I think. So let's have a look. So it's night again, which is bad because night attracts the wolves, and I really hope we're not going to encounter any. Ah, I found some salt as well in one of the shopping carts, so that's really good. I'll be skinning the rabbits and then making some jerky. Ah, and the ash cake does require fire. That does make sense, actually. Because of course you need a fire to cook something. Ah, okay. So this is another thing to watch out for. This stuff right here, that's poison ivy or something like that. If you walk into it, you're going to get a rash or something else that's nasty, and which you don't generally want. So let's just move around that stuff for now. Flint and old lumber. Oh, that's good. I hope I can find some more flint here. That would be really, really useful. Yes. Good. Good, because now I can make my hammer. And that completed my goal, so the next time I see a quest cache, I can get a free campfire. Let's have a look in this abandoned house. Fishing line. Let's move all this stuff to Aesop. Give ourselves some room. I have 2 mulberries, which I can eat. I can't cook anything with it, so it's good to keep myself hydrated and fed a little bit. So I'm getting kind of hungry and thirsty again. Ah, nice! I found a well as well. So you can fill water here. You can either drink it or fill a jar. So in this case, I'll fill the jar because I'm not thirsty at 50% yet. I think. Ah, got a full jar actually. I forgot about that. So in that case, I'll just be drinking it because this will be clean water actually. More sumac. I already had one of those, so that's fine. I'll take another one because they stack up. The other one is in the raft though, which is a little bit annoying. Let's see what's back here. Nope, nothing. I could have a sleep here in the bus. Because last time I stopped by the fire, and well, that's helpful. That's okay. It doesn't give you as good of a rest as the bus here would. But the best thing would be to sleep in the church. The church is actually a lot better for sleeping. But let's eat these mulberries as well. And let's sleep for about 4 hours. Hopefully that will fill up our tiredness bar completely. Alright. And I'll be putting a ah no. Rain again? Really? Guys, really? But I'm already pretty hungry as well. So let's just consume 1 jerky. Let's sleep for 2 more hours and let's see where that leaves us. Hopefully it will be dry again. Usually these rains don't last so very long. Nope, still going. One more hour. I really have to keep moving in this game, so I don't want to sleep for hours and hours and hours because I'll be getting hungrier and hungrier. And I need to find food pretty soon. Alright, I'll be putting a cut in here, and I'll see you guys next time.